So a senior official at USAID has instructed the agency's remaining staff to convene at the agency today. This is a report that came out originally in Politico. Ironically, a Politico that got money from USAID. How about that? I guess, the spigot turns off and they turn tail and run. The materials earmarked for destruction include contents of the agency's, quote, classified safes and personnel documents at the Ronald Reagan building. An email was sent by USAID's acting executive director, Erica Carr. I assume we're trying to stop this. I assume that we're not allowing this to happen, right?
Well, that's what is not clear.
I mean, why in the hell would we allow these people that have been wasting billions and billions and billions and billions of our tax dollars to cover their tracks so that we can't see how they finagled their way around congressional or executive branch oversight? Why would we do that? Why would we allow the thieves to erase their fingerprints at the scene of the crime? Why would we do that? Shred. This is what the email said. Shred as many documents first and reserve the burn bags for when the shredder becomes unavailable or needs a break. Carr instructed staff to label the burn bags with the words secret and USAID, B, and IO. Agency shorthand for Bureau or Independent Office in dark Sharpie. The email did not provide any reason whatsoever for document destruction. The building is being emptied out after mass layoffs. The effort is underscoring the tumultuous way. The Politico article goes on to talk about how tumultuous all of this has been, but this is bad, folks. This is the deep state trying to cover their tracks because they've been exposed, and we need to stop it. In the meantime, I need to get to some of your calls. Many of you have held for a long time, like Billy, who is in the borough. Hey, Billy, how are you?
Hey, Matt, love you, brother.
Thank you, man.
I'd just like to say a quick hello to my fellow Okie, transplanted Tennessean, Ken Weaver. What's up, brother?
What's going on, my man? Boomer Sooner.
Oh, go Pokes.
Oh, well, that's still okay.
That's all right. Hey,
Oklahoma on Oklahoma violence. Oh, no.
I'm telling you, you should have grown up in my house. My dad was a diehard OU fan. God rest his soul. I think the decision on who's going to lose their green card is up to the person that's holding the green card by their actions for all the world to see.
Well, it's well spoken, sure. I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, ultimately, this dude has already done the act, and the Biden administration wouldn't do anything about it. The Trump administration has decided to do something about it. The entirety of my point, and I think you get it, Billy, and I just want to reiterate it for those in the back, is that in America, we believe in due process. Illegal aliens are not afforded due process. Legal aliens are.
Yep, that's the reason people hate us, because if we have different opinions, and I love you, and sometimes we differ.
Yeah.
But because we can talk about it and find common ground. And that's why the rest of the world hates us. Because you got to be able to defend the people saying what they say that you hate the most. And if you're not willing to do that, then you really don't have freedom or liberty.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's right. I mean, freedom, the liberty,
the old Marine. So,
God bless you. Thank you, Billy, for the call. I mean, the liberty that we enjoy in the United States of America is unmatched, and it involves one of the most difficult things in the world to do, and that is to grant that others have a right to live a life of their own choosing, regardless of how I feel about it, so long as they are not depriving others of their right to life and liberty and their own pursuit of happiness, as long as they are not denying others their constitutional and ultimately their God-given rights. So the guy down the street might be living a life that you don't care for. My dad said this years and years ago. It's, mostly it's my grandpa, my pa, that said the things that just stick in my brain. But my dad said this one. He said, son, every man deserves to go to hell in his own fashion. And I think about that phrase often when I think about America and how we allow for people to make wrong decisions in this country. We allow for people to be irresponsible. As long as they're not denying others of their rights, we allow people to be wrong. And that's what liberty's all about. But you have to reap what you sow. You have to bear the consequence of that. Now, That doesn't mean that this dude can willy-nilly violate the rights of others or violate his honor, the honoring of the agreement that he made with the United States to come into this country legally. He obviously cannot. And it's not going to stand, but you got to give him due process. Illegal aliens are not afforded due process. Legal aliens are, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not. Mike is in Old Hickory. Hello, Mike.
How you doing, Matt?
Man, Mike, I'm great. I hope you are.
Watching the Constitution?
I'm doing my best.
Well, here we go. It's judicial, executive, and guess what?
Legislative.
Legislative.
Yes, sir.
We just passed a CR, which just continues to spend. Biden, Obama, Clinton, all those people in the past, nothing's getting done. $37 trillion in debt, $2 trillion in actual debt per year. So here's the question. And Donald Trump's his approval rating has gone down because of the stock market. But here's the question. What are the American people going to do to stop it? And they're not doing anything to stop it because they're not calling their representatives.
Yeah, you got.
I call mine once a month. Bill Haggerty, Marsha Blackburn, and John Rose, and I call them every month.
Yeah.
I say, what are you people doing up there? What are you people actually doing up there?
Who'd you say your congressperson was?
John Rose.
Oh, John Rose, yeah.
And I asked, what are you doing up there? What are you doing? They just passed the CR. It goes to the Senate. Now it goes to the Senate. Now, guess what? You've got to have a bill that can pass 60 votes in the Senate.
I know.
To get this bill passed.
And this is going to be a very, very interesting next day or two. And Mike, I'm sorry that I have to do this, but I gotta do something real quick. I appreciate it. Otherwise, I'm going to be accused of being a nincompoop. So, it's going to be a very interesting couple of days, in as much as the Democrats, this is all on them now. You will get a majority of Republicans voting in favor of a continuing resolution. It's not a good thing. It's not a good bill. It's not a good way to run the government. I can talk for days about that, but it is the best thing we got going. Donald Trump wants it. We're going to give it to him. We're going to give him a few months to get this thing right. We're going to reset and try to pass a budget the right way in the summer and into the fall. But right now is not the time. It is 47 after the hour. Hey, Mason, did you remember a nincompoop?
I did.
Hey, how about that? You get to go first, Mason.
Oh, boy. We got a little, everybody loves their pets, right?
Well, sure.
I like mine.
I love my dogs.
Would you bring them on traveling with you?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, in a car?
Maybe in a car, maybe on a plane if it was a good enough trip for a long period of time.
Boy,
If you
oh
can
boy.
sit in my lap.
That'd be a pretty
you
good
take
trip,
your little
sure.
wiener dog with you.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this gentleman over here
Put your wiener in your lap. Never, just move along.
This gentleman over here wanted to bring his pet on an airplane with him, but did not want to pay the pet fees.
Uh-huh.
So what was his next bright idea?
Put it in his pants.
Correct.
Well, hey! Woo! First guess!
This gentleman here in New Jersey decided to wrap his pet turtle in a blue towel and shove it down his pants and try and smuggle it through security. As he was going through the metal detector, they noticed the large bulge in his pants, got a little confused, and saw the lump was not made of man, and realized that's a shell. I said, "Sir, what do you have down there?" And he goes, "None of your business." They said, "Sir, you can't take that with you. What is that?" And he pulls it out, noticed that the towel's moving. They unfurl the turtle there.
It.
Yeah. It's a 5-inch turtle, so like standard like box turtle there.
What did he?
And
What?
ended up getting escorted out of the building.
He had. Is that a turtle in your pants?
Where was this at?
Really eager to fly.
Yeah, where was it?
New Jersey.
Oh, yeah,
Newark.
New Jersey.
Yes, sir.
Jersey. turtles in your pants. I could understand if somebody accused you of having another kind of reptile in your pants, but a turtle?
Not everybody's normal go-to.
You said it was a box turtle?
It was a box turtle.
Wasn't a snapper?
Not a snapper.
Okay, well, that's good. Not an alligator turtle?
That would have been a bad experience for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I had me a little turtle when I was a kid.
I did too. I had 3.
Did you?
I had 3 growing up.
Like you foundlings or?
Foundlings.
Yeah. We had a little foundling when I was a kid. Named it Myrtle.
Myrtle the turtle.
Myrtle the turtle. That's right.
I had a veterinarian as a neighbor in Albuquerque.
Oh, yeah?
And she had a whole bunch of turtles in her yard. Whenever they go on vacation, she left me bags of food for them marked for the day. Mm-hmm. I'd go in their house, get the day's bag of food, and by the time I got back outside, about 15 or 16 little turtles were coming out of their holes.
They knew what time of day it was.
Walking up to, they knew it was time to eat.
There's no question. Ken Weaver, do you have an Nincompoops, sir?
I do. This comes out of the state of Georgia. Fake football recruiter accused of ripping off Georgia athletes, police say. Gainesville police have arrested and charged 39-year-old Malcolm Walker with theft by deception for allegedly scamming coaches and families into thinking he would get their student athletes to meet college coaches.
I'm seeing him at Colorado, brushing elbows with the coaches.
That's Coach Philip B. Coates. Says he paid more than $1,000 to this fella to take them on a trip to Colorado, one of his players, to meet with coaches and recruiters there.
I gave him, I think, $1,028.
B. Coates says Walker canceled the trip abruptly, then made excuses for 6 months as to why they couldn't go and never refunded his money. After that, Coach B. Coates filed a police report.
And he kept blowing me off and blowing me off and blowing me off. And so then that's when I just got to the point like, man, I ain't even going to worry about it. I'm just going to go up here to Gainesville Police Department and file a report on him.
We had a diligent investigator on this case. Was able to track the banking, some other evidence that led us exactly to Walker.
Well, and after they booked Walker into the Hall County Jail, they started getting calls from other law enforcement agencies saying they had similar reports. Investigators are hoping to tie their case to others across the state involving Walker. Now, unfortunately for Coach B. Coates, Coach Philip B. Coates, you are my nincompoop. Just because somebody's in a picture with Deion Sanders doesn't mean that you and his player are going to be flown to Boulder to meet with said coach.
That's a great nincompoop.
That's fair.
Those are 2 good nincompoops.
That's good.
But you're not the only one that can play audio, Ken. I got 20 seconds of it, 27 seconds of audio. You want to hear from a nincompoop?
Bring it.
Randy Weingarten is a nincompoop.
So many people are so mad about it because they're just taking opportunity away from kids that don't have it. So kids of billionaires, they have it. They go to private schools. Everyone else, 90%, go to public schools. Don't take away their opportunity.
So let's stay on the facts.
Sorry.
No,
I'm
do
really
not
angry
apologize.
about this.
No, because this
I'm
is what
really
people
angry.
need to hear.
I taught kids in Clara Barton High School in Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, she's mad. The head of the teachers union, the NEA, is very, very upset about the suggestion that Donald Trump will be eliminating the Federal Department of Education, suggesting there in that clip on MSNBC that by eliminating the Federal Department of Education, you are eliminating the educational opportunities for 90% of American children. We know that this is a lie. She knows that it's a lie. I know that it's a lie. The Federal Department of Education doesn't teach kids a damn thing. And Randy Weingarten sure as heck knows it. #gravy train. That woman is a nincompoop.